أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers in Islam. In this video, I will prove beyond any doubt in support of what about 100 years ago a scholar and Egyptian by the name of Abdullah mentioned in his book Islam between incapable scholars and ignorant followers, that 80% of the Muslim Ummah are illiterate, that 20% comprising of those claiming Western education, 18% of them are illiterate. Truly speaking, as he said today, hardly even the 2% are aware of the implications and the intricacies governed by Arabic language in understanding the Sunnah of Rasūlullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is not like Western education. It is like Western education scientifically because everything must be seen practically. You must have a teacher and you must have a laboratory. But unfortunately, there is teachers but without a laboratory. So those of us who are inclined to scientific investigations, methodology, it is something but we have never had this for a very long time. What of the previous so-called scholars? It's unfortunate, my brothers. This book is based on Imāmuna Malik write-up. It is called Nawadir وَالزِّيَادَاتُ عَلَى مَا فِي مُدَوَّنَةٍ مِنْ غَيْرِهَا مِنَ الْأُمُّهَاتِ. So my brothers, I don't know how many of you have ever read Muwaṭṭa of Imāmuna Malik and what is purported to be from him. In this proof, there is a section, رؤية الحلال قبل الزوال أو بعده. What is the meaning of al-hilal? What is the meaning of قبل الزوال أو بعده? My brothers, if you read this book, this is Lisan al-Arab al-Muhit lil-Allama Ibn Mandur. I think there are about 6 volumes or 5. I have forgotten. I have the volume. I don't know how much I bought this book. Definitely never in Nigeria. I had to pay for the air transport to Egypt. It is 1988 edition. I bought it. If I were to pay for the excess luggage, how much will it cost me? My brothers, as I keep on telling you, you have to have the opportunity. You have to be ready that you will be questioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I gave you a favor. Show me your favor. Show me. Pay me back today. Another book, Al-Mufradat fi Garib al-Qur'an. This is 2012 edition. I'm sure I bought it 2015 from Al-Muntada Bookshop, London. The price is not written here, but I think it's very expensive because this is hardcover. So check the meaning of Al-Ba'd and Qabl from this book and from Lisan al-Arab, Al-Muhit, Lisan al-Muhit al-Arab. What is the meaning of Hilal? Also check from it. Shall I tell you? If I don't tell you, you will never know it because you haven't bought the book. It's not read it at a glance. You have to read probably how many times to understand. Al-Hilal means the crescent formation of a lunar month, the last 3 days or the first 3 days. Qabla al-Zawal wa ba'dahu. Have you ever heard Zawal applied to Al-Hilal? My brothers, be prepared to be disgraced in the hereafter. Not everybody, those who have been given the opportunity, the means. If you think you are favored by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, be prepared for the task, for the challenge. Truly speaking, I am favored by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I am preparing for the challenge. There are very senior scholars of Imam Malik, Muwatta, Ashhabu, Ibn Wahab, Abdul Malik, Shahanun, and so on and so forth. You find their names mentioned in this book. Here, Ashhabu wa Ibn Wahab said that Malik tells them, whoever sights Al-Hilal of Shawwal of this month, Naharan in the daytime, he should not break his fast because that sighting is the present. Is for example, Friday, Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday, or Monday. No breaking the fast. Ashhabu said, if he breaks, he has to make it. Have you ever been told that if you are making tatawwu, you break it, you have to repeat it, you have to make it up? Wallahu kafir. There's nothing like kafara. لأنه متأول, because he made a wrong deduction. But is it allowed today? Is there ta'wili today? If there were ta'wili, or there was ta'wili in their time, I don't think today there is ta'wili. Allah will not accept it. 1,442 years. Still you don't understand. But Ashhabu again confirms for Imam Malik. There's no difference as far as he is concerned between sighting the crescent Qabla Zawal or Ba'dahu. Now, what is Zawal? This is what I'm interested in. What is Zawal here? What does it indicate? What are they drawing our attention to? You have to read al-Mufradat fi Garib al-Qur'an, or else my book, which I presented to the Muslim Ummah to read on astronomical calculation, how it will help you to enter paradise, because you will not make a mistake of al-Hilal. Zawal, why? We always hear Zawal al-Shams. But here is another the one of al-Hilal. The last 3 days and the first 3 days. I don't think I need again to praise myself that if there a brother, a Muslim, who wakes up or who stays awake to start the crescent the last 3 days, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and the 30th, every month. Here I will say how many have died from 1423 to today. How many have ever followed the crescent for 5 days in a month? I am amongst them. I am proud of that. So from practical experience, what does this mean? Read again Ibn Taymiyyah, volume 25. Here it is, I think. What is the name of the book? Al-Fiqh Juz'ul Hamith للزكاة والصوم. Hamith wa Ishurun للزكاة والصوم. Read it. You can't buy this book because you have to buy the 37 volumes. Buy it, see how much you will pay through DHL. My brothers, this is my wealth, what I will be proud of in the hereafter. Pay 37 volumes. How much will you pay? But you can buy, I don't know how much it will cost. Just try it. Hardcover, my own is hardcover. How much will it cost you? Maybe probably about 500,000 naira. Who can afford it? But you can buy cellular for 500,000, 600,000. My cellular is just 7,000 naira. I bought it. I don't have the money to buy more than that. Above 7,000. So what does it mean? It's explained in my book that it is mandatory you follow sighting the moon to determine the tail characteristic of fourth Fajr to the time of when that characteristic features will disappear. You will see the white thread horizontal indicating time of Fajr. Now, my experience. The moon is sighted on the 27th day, and the 20th day can be sighted. If you sight the moon on the 27th day, which is sometimes difficult, then you know that it is going to be 29 days, because definitely from your experience you will not be able to see the moon on the 20th day. It is short, small, and it doesn't rise. Not more than 40 minutes it will disappear. I have followed all this for years. 40 minutes until it disappears. Again, standing for 40 minutes. Except where it is raining, but when it is cold, I have to accept the cold. I have to tolerate it. and then it disappears from the reflection of the sun. So that means it is for Friday, because I saw it on Friday, I will not break my fasting. Exactly. Then if I see it on the 28th day, which is always again more difficult, it will last for 30 days. But I have never seen the yellow or the whitish after the appearance of Fajr. You don't see again any tail of the fox or the horizontal whitish appearance. So qabla zawal aw ba'dahu, al-hilal, related to the appearance of the crescent. So if there is zawal qabla, before, and if there is zawal ba'da, after, but what did they say? وإن كان في هلال رمضان لم يكف عن الأكل, but be stopped. قال ابن مزين وابن وهب يفرق بين الرؤية قبل الزوال وبعده. فيرى إن أريا قبل الزوال, قبل الزوال, قبل, before the wali. The wali of what? The sun. قبل الزوال, the sun appears today, I think in Nigeria, around 6:27. So if you sight the hilal before the appearance of the sun, for what, the little Mahdiya, Thursday, you count Thursday. فإن أريا بعد الزوال, then it is on Friday today. Then, my brothers, this is what I want you to understand. The nature of Arabic language, its sophistication, and how it can mislead you if you are not independent, if you don't have the wealth, the favor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It misleads you. So where are you? Applying the same zawal, ba'da, and the qabl to your Friday prayer, you know that you are in trouble. Because for how long have you used your intellect and the favor of Allah onto you to follow the straight path and revive, first of all, after you are doing your personal jihad. Jihad is personal, first of all. Purify your heart from innovations. If it is ba'da zawal, if it is qabla zawal, it is the previous. Ba'da zawal, the next. Madi and the muqabbil. Then apply it to Friday prayer. They said, Imam Ahmed, you pray Jumu'ah prayer qabla zawal. Others said ba'da zawal. So what is the practical implication if you are a scientist? If it is Qabla Zawal, how can you pray Jumu'ah prayer before sunrise? How can you pray? If it is Ba'da Zawal, then you can pray your Jumu'ah prayer after sunrise. Because the world begins with of the sun, the movement of the sun from east to west. It is like the movement of the crescent from east again to west. Or there are differences in the application of the world to the crescent and also to the moon. They are all celestial bodies moving from east to west. جعل الشمس ضياءً والقمر نورًا وقدره منازل لتعلموا عدد السنين والحساب. It is تعلموا عدد السنين والحساب. It is with the moon, not with the sun, my brothers. So, if Imam Malik and the rest says Salat al-Jumu'ah ba'da zawal, it means after sunrise. If Imam Ahmad says do it qabla zawal, it means the zawali next phase, which is 12 noon. Qabla 12 noon, before 12 noon. Because the world of the sun in its second phase, qabla zawal, is duluki shams ila ghasaqi al-layli wa Qur'an al-fajr, and Qur'an al-fajr kala mashhuda. So the duluki shams is zuhr prayer. So how can you say you pray Jumu'at prayer in the time of the duluki shams ba'da zawal? Ma Malik Medina. So the Medina terminology, Hijaz, is Ba'da Zawal. Others probably in Egypt, because most of them were either in Kufa or in Egypt. Imam Shafi was in Egypt. Imam Hanbali, Egyptian, no, in Iraq or Basra. So there is difference in the usage of Arabic words between Hijaz and other places. So Maliki, it means to him Ba'da Zawal, from the wal Shams, irtifa'i Shams to Zawaliha ila gurubiha. So my brothers, what are your so-called ulamas who are so proud, divided you into sects and the mazhabas? What are you going to do to them tomorrow, Friday? Are you going to accept their ignorance and arrogance? Because you are not independent? Because Allah has not favored you? All our ulamas are from low socio-economic status. I am referring to us who have been favored through their Western education. What are they going to tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? وكذلك قال ابن حبيب وذكر هو وابن حبيب إن ذلك مفسر فيما روى عن عمر. Which Umar is this? Let us see. Under number 4. And Ibrahim Hana'i قال كتب عمر إلى Utbata bin Farqada. Which Umar? Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, because Ibrahim Nakhai You see the implication of knowledge. You can't say Umar ibn Khattab because Ibrahim Nakha'i, I think, was born around 32 after Hijrah. So it can't be Umar ibn Khattab. Who is Utbah ibn Farqad? Read volume 5 and volume 8 of Tabaqat al-Kabir. You'll see the name. His date of birth and death is not given. Told him, إذا رأيتم أهلال نهارا قبل أن تزول الشمس تمام 30 فأفرطوا. Exactly. Shawwal or or Ramadan. So do you mean that he will wait until how can he see the moon? You don't see the crescent. I can't remember. The crescent lasts after the sun appearance, not more than an hour in the sky. It will disappear. It will disappear. Maximum 1.5 hours. I don't think on the 27th it lasts more than 40 minutes or 50 minutes. It will disappear. So if you take the literal meaning, قبل أن تزول الشمس, that means from 6 a.m. or from 6:27 to 12 noon. Why can you see whoever sees the moon? And they said al-hilal, not the moon. It's a crescent. 3 days, the last 3 days and the first 3 days. When do you see the moon? The first 3 days. So look at how we have been engrossed, pitched. قالوا وجدنا آباؤنا على أمة. وجدنا آباؤنا على أمة. This was what happened to me when I began observing the Friday prayer. They said they had never heard it. Yes, it's true. My father made a mistake. I also made a mistake because I was supporting him. My teachers all made mistakes. My grandfathers made a mistake by delaying their Fajr Jumu'ah prayer. وَإِذَا رَأَيْتُمُوهُ بَعْدَ أَنْ تَزُولَ الشَّمْسُ فَلَا تَفْرَطُوا حَتَّى تَمْسَوَا. If you observe it بعد, after Tazul al-Shams, that is 27th day, do not break your fast, or 28th day, do not break your fast. You don't see the crescent on the 29th day and the 28th day. If you see it on the 28th day, you will never see crescent on the 29th and the 30th day. You will never see it. So my brother, what are you saying? Tomorrow, are you going to observe your prayer in the time of Zuhr prayer? Simply because of what? Lam yatina nadhira. That's what you are going to tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alam yatikum nadhira? Not alam yatikum rasula? Alam yatikum nabiya? You remember the incidents of the caller, or that was in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But what of after they left? وَإِذْ صَرَفْنَا لَكَ نَفَرٌ مِنَ الْجِنِّ يَسْتَمِعُونَ الْقُرْآنَ فَلَمَّا حَضَرُوهُ قَالُوا أَنصِتُوا فَلَمَّا قُضِيَ وَاللَّهِ. When you finish, they came back. قالوا يا قومنا إنا سمعنا كتابا أنزل من بعد موسى مصدقا لما بين يديه يهدي إلى الحق وإلى طريق المستقيم يا قومنا أجيبوا داعي الله وآمنوا به يغفر لكم من ذنوبكم ويجركم من عذاب الأليم ومن لا يستجب داعي الله فليس بمعجز في الأرض وليس له من دونه أولياء. يا قومنا يا قومي استجيبوا تنبيه من علامة دكتور ساني سالم مصطفى يهدي إلى الحق وإلى صراط المستقيم. I can't say صراط المستقيم because they are referring to the time of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. I can't say يهدي وإلى طريق المستقيم. That means I don't understand the Holy Qur'an. I will say يهدي إلى صراط المستقيم. يا قومنا يجيبوا تأويل وتنبيه علامة دكتور ساني سالم مصطفى يغفر لكم من ذنوبكم ويجركم من عذاب أليم. ومن لا يستجيب تنبيه وتأويل دكتور ساني مصطفى فليس معجزا في الأرض وليس له من مثل هذه التأويل والتنبيه وله عذاب أليم. My brother, Assalamu alaikum. I will not complain, but I will say, remind you, Rasulullah, when he passed by the grave of the Jews, he said they are being punished. Then again, funeral processing. Yes, we were praised in the time of that time. Ubayy ibn Ka'ab, they praised the deceased. They say, yes, Allah has forgiven him. Now is the complex issue between me and you. شهيدا من أنفسهم على أنفسهم وجنابك على هؤلاء شهيدا ونزلنا إليك الكتاب تبيانا. Now what will happen? The angels have already written your mistakes for centuries, that you don't observe the Friday prayer according to the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In fact, all the obligatory prayers. وَيَوْمَ نَبْعَثُ مِنْ كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ شَهِيدًا مِنْ أَنفُسِنَا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ. I am the one. And then Rasulullah will also come. What will he say? There will be contradictory, there will be disagreement between me and Rasulullah in the day of judgment. There will be disagreement between me and the angels. لا تحسموا لدي وقد قدمت إليكم بالوعيد. And then what of Allah? ما يبدل القول لدي. Then he will change. That he will not finish the innovators. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers.